Hello everyone again and welcome to another VIC Systems tutorial. In this little tutorial, we're just going to be talking about certain techniques we use within our Flutter development process that makes our job easy. Okay, so often we usually have our input fields. We need our input fields in several areas. For example, I'm using my input field here in the change password page. Here I have the old password, new password, confirm password components. You can see it's repeated. If you notice, there's a consistency in the design. All right, this is also you're going to also see this in the login and register pages where you see we have the input field for the input and the password. Also, you can see that the design is consistent. You have a white background and you have some sort of shadow or elevation. Okay, so to achieve this, we created a component area where we have an input field. On the input field components, we have a class. In that class, we try to define some certain properties we have cause to repeat again and again. So here we have maximum lines. Maximum lines basically when you just have a single line input, example like the email inputs. Sometimes you have a description box which is longer, so the inputs will go into the second or the third line. We can actually adjust this. So on the default, we use maximum lines as 1 for single input. The height and the width controls the design. There's a container behind the input field that gives it that coloration. Okay, we have the hint text, obscure text mode. It could be true or false. Um, we have the controller. We also have other properties. So this is the build for the input field. It's actually a container, okay, because on a default, the text input field within your Flutter environment will not give you this sort of design. So we had to just do a little bit of touch up in there. You could also expand this depending on your design team or your UI team, okay? Okay, but here we are just going with the color white for the background. We are giving it a drop shadow. Then this container has a child, which is actually the text form field. The text form field carries the keyboard type, carries the maximum lines. These are variables that will change when we call in these components from somewhere else, okay? So we have the hint text. We also have the enable border, focus border, and all of that. I'm going to show you where we're going to be using it, which is actually going to be in the change password page. In the change password page, which we have seen, we saw that, okay, we're just going to do a quick login. Here what we did is we imported the component as the input field, okay, into that page, and I'm going to show you where we called it. We called it at this section. So you can see with just these few lines of code, we are able to implement the whole design that has to do with your container being at the back, having some designed functions around it also. So here we have the obscure text, we have the maximum lines, we have defined the width, we have passed in the controller, and these are just the sections that we need to have these designs repeated. So in the future, if we have to change the background color of all the input field all around or globally around the Flutter application, we just need to do it in one place, which is going to be in the input field component. And everywhere it is actually going to be called, okay, is going to implement that design. You can also see that in the login screen. If you look at okay, the login or yeah, the login screen, you can actually see that we have input, the input field here. Sorry. Okay. Well, let's just take an example with the edit skills section. Okay, so we see we are calling that again, but we are passing in a new hint text here, passing in a new controller. So this just goes to explain what we are working with. So this makes your job quite easy. Thank you very much for watching, and please, if this was valuable to you, I would love you to like, subscribe, and share someone you think this is going to be helpful. And the days coming, we'll have other tips around Flutter development using Laravel as the backend. Thank you very much for watching.